Oh, hi there. This is Noxter here, and once again, welcome back to BrewCraft. Now, I said I was going to start working on the Skyworm, and depending on the sequence of things, this episode might be after one where I've done that, but something has happened. If you take a look to your left, right over there, you'll see some signs. What do they say? Ha ha ha, man, I totally pranked you, and it was only me, Kitt, and no one else. Please let all the repercussion fall on me and me alone. Remember, that's Kitt who did this to you. Now, here's the thing. So what actually happened here was this aerovator got stuck. That's just a reminder of how it works. You get in there, press the button, and whee, up you go. It got stuck up the top. It was floating right about here somewhere. And I don't know why. I reviewed Kitt's footage of when he did this terrible thing to me, and from all appearances, this thing did it all of its own accord. None of the interferences caused by Kitt and his friends had anything to do with it, which is just weird to me. But the point is, it was a deliberate prank. They were obviously playing around with it. They tried to mess it up. I mean, he left signs. It's clearly a prank. He did that just to be mean. So, when someone pranks you, what do? You gotta prank them back. So that's what we are going to do today. Now, what do? Well, like I said, the punishment for a good prank, the punishment should fit the crime. So what did he do? Messed up some redstone stuff. And, well, some mechanisms really, I guess, when you say redstone stuff. So, what we're going to do, I mean, he doesn't do much redstone stuff, but having redstone stuff and especially delicate contraptions like this that get stuck, that is like my worst nightmare. One of my worst nightmares. Maybe not that bad, but it's a big scary thing. So what's big and scary for Kitt? Well, he was kind enough to have written about that in his lovely book. It's this side of the library. In this book here, this one I'm looking out of, the Octopocalypse, which I read. If you've not seen my reading video, read that, and it'll tell you all about Kitt's worst nightmares. So, Kitt has a house over somewhere. Where is it? Ooh, flashy, flashy, flashy. Has a house over here. Whee! This is Kitt's house. Now, if you've read the book, it's about the octopus and the squids and everything invade things and they take over people and destroy the world kind of thing. And the only way to stop them, the conclusion, was that if you cover your place in astroturf, they won't be able to get to you. Because they can't move on astroturf. It's the only surface they can't move on. Does that look like astroturf to you? Is this astroturf? Digging with Silk Touch has confirmed this is just regular grass. Oof. I've just been reminded about how far it is on foot to Kitt's place. So I've got some supplies. These are mushrooms, and you may notice I'm in the default texture pack. And that is for a very good reason. The fact is, if you're going to build something that's specifically designed for someone else, build it in their texture pack. And Kitt uses the default texture pack, I'm pretty sure. Or some variation thereupon. I think it's just default. So, what we're going to do, this prank happens in 3 phases, and to avoid spoilers, I'll tell you about it one phase at a time. So the first phase is to go to his roof and build a giant octopus. So I've worked out some plans, I've figured out the block style, these mushrooms, and there's some other things I haven't got to yet. But it's going to go on top of his roof, up his stairs, so yes, on top of the roof, there's going to be a big octopus, and I'm going to have it smashing through holes in the roof with its tentacles and wrapping around all sorts of things and make it look dramatic. So I started in my test world just building out a bit of a prototype just to test out the block types, and that's why I decided to use mushrooms, because they look octopine. So I'm going to build that now for you, or for Kitt, whatever. one socking great cephalopod. You can see he's perched kind of on the edge, and his tentacles are doing all the nasty things. Interesting, like this tentacle here comes around here. It's like a bit shorter than all the others because it was the first one I did, and they gradually kind of grew longer with each one. But he's like ripped up some holes through all the roof and the walls. He's pulled up this tree and he's holding it. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, I need to tear down those leaves. That's some of my scaffolding. And yeah, this tentacle goes up here, rips out the back, then back in. I think. Oh, I might have to adjust this because of some future plans. Might have to adjust just the hole in the wall so the dirt happens differently. But yes, that's pretty. Is that dirt missing? I think an Enderman did that. That wasn't me. Yeah, so this tentacle rips through here and wraps around the ceiling, what do you call that? The support beam. I think that looks pretty good. Next step, well, I want to fill up the inside with, I think it's probably just white wool. I had ideas of obsidian or having layers of obsidian and water, so I might do some of that, but I want to make it at least solid something. And then I'll tell you about phase 2. Alright, so old Octo Boy here is now solid. I filled him up with wool. I just decided to just go with the wool because it made sense at the time. So phase 2 involves, first of all, we need to give him a mouth. So I've dug a bit of a hole at the front where he can be shoving his mouth in through the roof. And for those of you who don't know, an octopus's mouth is kind of like a beak. So how do we want to do this? So they have like a... I think like that. So they have these little beak on the bottom of their bodies. That's what this is. And the reason this mouth is so significant to exist, I don't know if I want to make it like that. I kind of want to make it maybe like that. I don't know if I want to maybe switch these out for nether bricks too. The important thing about this particular mouth is that out of it there is going to be much water pouring. Let's put the water in. And wow, I've just wasted all my leaves. I'm going to need to get some more. So stair, go here. Right. Should have brought some shears with me so that I could actually recollect these leaves, but I didn't. So yes, there's going to be water, and this water is going to flood this entire mansion all the way up to this level here. So we need to go all the way down. He's got a basement. I need to flood that up. And this is the second floor? Yes, so this one I actually need to make sure there's dirt here. I don't have any dirt on me. I thought I did that. Anyway, I'll fix that up because I don't want any water to be able to... Well, I want water to pour out in certain places, but there need to be certain specific things to it, which we'll get to. That's part of phase 3. But for now, let's get to the flood. Phase 2 complete. The house is now flooded all the way, the first story, the basement below, and the second story. Completely flooded up to the second block well, the second story is only flooded 1 block below the top, or 2. Down this layer. What's more, so I've done it so that on the balcony type bits, it kind of all just floods over the top and spills out, as it would if it was flooded. I've also added some fences here, and that's for phase 3, which we'll get to, and there's some over the other side as well, some fences up the top here, and up the top of here. We'll get to that. Oh, I need to break that dirt as well. That was temporary. And a creeper blew up here with the stairs while I was doing that bit. And I think I've fixed it more or less how it was. So yes. It's all flooded. And looking pretty nice. And as I was doing this, I realized this is going to be a real pain to clean up. And I began to feel a bit guilty, like, am I taking this too far? Is this, like, just way too much? Like, this is, like, a big effort. So, I think I'll definitely offer, if he needs help to draining it, then I'll definitely be willing to help him if he wants. But I think it'll be worth it, because we're going to get on to phase 2. Now, what is phase 2? Phase 2 is really... Sorry, that's phase 2 is the flooding. Phase 3. What is phase 3? Phase 3 was why we needed the water, because as nice as it is to just flood someone's house, we're going to fill the space. We filled it with water, and now this water we're going to fill with squids. Specifically, 64 squids. How are we going to get the squids here? Well, I'm going to find them. I might find some in rivers and stuff around here, but I think most of them, there's an ocean a fair way over that way, and I'm going to tow them with leads. Now, Noxter, I hear you say, squids will just despawn. That's stupid. Hence, why I have prepared 64 name tags, which I'm... where are they? I need... here. Here. You counting those as they go by? 64, which I bought from Dave the Librarian. And not only is each squid going to be named, they're each going to have an individual name, because I'm crazy like that. And that'll give 2 reasons. Well, 2 reasons. Naming them, obviously, they won't despawn, and if they're individually named as well, you'll feel really bad about having to kill them. Ah, dear. This part is going to be really, really tedious. Not looking forward to it. This could be a slight flaw in the plan. Seems squids are not responding to leads like they used to. At all, even. Well, that's a bit of a setback. Come on. How else could I do it? I mean, obviously mine carts, but I don't really want to have to bring them all the way from over there with mine carts. Oh boy. My beautiful plan. Oh no. Oh no. That is a setback. Okay, so how could we do this? If we did use minecarts, I mean, we could not have to go all the way to the ocean. We could achieve that by, you know, just fishing them out of the rivers. I like the ocean idea though, because at the ocean I've got big space. It's easier to find squid spawned there. As opposed to the rivers. They'd be tricky. But it is a long way, especially if I have to build minecarts all the way. The other thing that's important about name tags is if you name a mob with a name tag, it won't contribute towards the mob cap, which is important for not being able to still get more to spawn. Why do leads not work on squids? That's just... doesn't make sense. They used to. No, really, that does mess up all my plans. All of them. All are messed. What am I supposed to do about that? Well... what could I do about that? I think I've concluded really the only way to do it is with minecarts. So I'm hoping I can find enough near the rivers and stuff that I can figure something out to do with that. I've just done some tests to figure that out. The other thing I'm worried about is I need to assemble everything, get all the materials I need in a relatively short time. According to my calculations, it's now something like 6:30 AM over where Kitt is, roughly. And it is a Saturday morning, so hopefully he's gonna sleep in and not be playing on here right away. Because if he is, then I'll be in trouble. Alright. This might possibly work. I like that though, apparently. One advantage of having an extra account in spectator mode is that I can spectate the guy as he goes. Of course, I'm not recording that camera right now. But he's going, he's going, he's going, he's going up, he's going into the mansion. And he's about to suffocate because he's on the redstone block and didn't fall into the water at the end. Great. But apart from that, it works swimmingly. Alright, come on you silly thing, get down here. Good. Uh-oh. No, get in the water. No, don't die. Is it this one? Well, don't just... Alright, get a name tag on, Jimmy. Alright. We're going for a ride. Yeah, I know the view's terrible. But I need to know if it works. No! You're supposed to eject off the flipping sides! That's what you did in the flipping test world! Alright. I think I've come up with a plan which involves not releasing them from the minecarts manually. Doing it manually rather than automatically. Hopefully I can get up there in time to rescue that sod. Maybe I can't. It's not going to make it. He's going to be drowning already. Or I'm drowning. Or, yeah, he's gone. turning out to be far more complicated than it was meant to be. This time you're watching from the minecart's point of view rather than the squids. It shouldn't make much of a difference, but I can have it in there beforehand. Alright, we got one. Ooh. Nice view. Ooh, trippy. That's not much better. But he's sure to survive because it's dropping just into the water and the minecart is going to sit there by itself. Alright, let's get out. And then all I need to do is come along and eject them from the minecarts later. Octopuffy! Alright, one down, 63 to go. I'm pretty sure I won't bother doing all 64, but yeah. Oh, it seems to be working. There's a bunch so far, and I'm gonna go get a bunch more. Oh, that wasn't it, but it looks like someone died, unfortunately. Don't know how that happened. I guess it could have swum up here. There we go. But apart from that, it's going fine. There's a lot of squid hanging about the place somewhere. I'm gonna get some more. It's like 2 AM. I want to go to bed. I think it's supposed to be like 10 AM EST. I'm not sure if Kitt's in EST or there's a few out. But hopefully it doesn't come online before I have time to tidy up and leave a sign. But I want to get a few more in there. I want to go to bed. Why did I do this? Whose silly idea was this? Alright, I've decided to just do 2 more. So I've still got 24 name tags left. I had 64. There's maths. 64 minus 20 was 40 that I've used. Plus 2 that died in testing and 1 that seemed to have died over there, at least. Maybe some more, hopefully not more. That's like 37. Maybe 1 or 2 fewer. But about 37 squids. Yay! I'm not going all the way to 64. I think 37 is a lot of squids to have in one's house. That's just more squids than I have in my house. It's now 2:45 AM. Oh, that freaked me out when Armour joined there. Alright, last one. Am I still recording this? Yes, I didn't stop recording. Why would I have stopped recording? What are you doing out there? Alright, gotta release 2 final squids. Alright. There we go. I think I tidied up most of the mess. Here's the sign. Wow, you're right. The Octopocalypse is real. Should install the AstroTurf, I guess. That'll teach you to bust a guy's aerovator. Other one just died here. I need to stop that. Maybe if I block it off so the water doesn't actually flow this way. Lost too many good squids. Sad, I liked the way it flowed down there, but I didn't like the way it killed my people. Problematic. Because now, the next morning, I came back on to check on how things were going, and apparently, most of the squids are gone. Are any in the basement? No. None in the basement. And I don't know where or how or why. Like, is there some place they're leaking out of and still managing to die? Possibly. I just saw 2. Somewhere. Floating around. So apparently all that effort was for naught. I could do it again with enough time, but I don't know where they could have all died. Now where are they? I just saw 2. There were Suckers and Puddles. I remember their names. Oh, really? I just saw them moments ago before I started recording. Oh, there we go. There's Puddles. Where's Suckers? That's really annoying. Like, phase 3 is a complete bust. Like, I don't know what to do. Even if I do go and put them back, what's to stop them from dying again? Like, or I don't know what happened. Just don't know. Like, this is sealed up so they can't fit through. I don't think there's anywhere they should be able to suffocate. And it's just like there were like 30 odd of the guys. And they're just gone. Like, this is like the worst scenario in breaking history of my entire life. Come on, there's like, you can't do this. It's just not fair. I worked hard for this. Where's that? So, I don't quite know what to do. Minecraft has failed me. I think really the only thing to do is to add a sign to say, sorry, they were supposed to be full of squids as well, but Minecraft sucks. Add to a sign and just kind of an apology. Maybe put it on the back. Because this is just not good enough. And I spend more hours putting them all back. I mean, he might come on any minute, really. But if I spend more hours putting them all back and they just go again, unless I can figure out what happened to them all and prevent that from happening. But that's just really sad. I'm just gonna have to go leave a sign. This has been a fail. Like, I stayed up to outrageous hours of the night trying to get this to work, only to have it not work. Right, so at least I utilised the opportunity to bust out a few more bits of wall so that the sides are now leaking as well. Where some of the tentacles fall out, because there's no more squids we need to keep in there. Oop. That really sucks. Just gone. I spent hours of my life. I reconfigured my brain on the spur of the moment when I realised my original plan wouldn't work. I had a frantic panic attack when it didn't work. Managed to find a solution that did work, and then they're just gone anyway. It's like the worst. This is literally the worst. Almost as literally as German sausages are the worst. Let's bust this one out as well. But yes, I added some signs on the back, like a PS. Which, get some food into my belly, I'll show you. I just said, PS, Minecraft sucks, I feel the place is squids, but they're gone. Hours of my life wasted and totally ruins the effect. And PPS, I can help you drain it if necessary. Which, I mean, I would have been willing to do anyway, but I thought specifically since the whole point of flooding it was so that I could have put the squids in there. Yeah, I figured it's kind of ruined his house for not much reason. Like, I could have just done the phase 1 with the octopus and not worried about the flooding or the squids, and that would have been fine if I was going to do that, and I would have got a much earlier night. But I didn't. So that's what I've done. There's still an octopus, there's still a flooded place, there may possibly be one squid left in there. The biggest pranking fail ever. Well, my biggest pranking fail ever. This is why I don't do pranks very often. Well, thank you for watching anyway. I'll see you later. Holy moly.